everyone thinks that the whole world is watching them. And because everyone thinks that, you can very much say no one's watching you because everyone's focused on themselves.
Vasavi Nanthakumar is an inspiration, a young powerhouse working within the family business founded by her father, where she's gained first-hand experience in leadership, ownership, and navigating growth.
I feel like it's become a thing that you can't change your mind. You've made a decision to do this, so that's what you need to do. But it doesn't have to be like that.
As part of the second generation, she is looking to expand within the forecourt industry while also exploring other avenues with her sisters.
The whole fake it till you make it thing is very real. I think, especially in certain industries, I mean, I think most people can argue that it's a male-led industry wherever you turn, and the forecourt industry is very much so like that.
Alongside this, following her own fitness journey, she's a qualified spin instructor, which she hopes will give her space to inspire others, build community, and explore a more people-focused side of her career. I can't wait for you to meet the incredible Vasavi Nanthakumar. Time to Speak is a space to pause, think, and talk about the power of voice and the art of human connection. Through open conversation with leaders and changemakers, we explore how voice, presence, and authentic connection shapes who we are, how we lead, and the impact we make in our work and lives. Welcome to Time to Speak. Vasavi, welcome to Time to Speak.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I know that you're really busy, so thank you very much for taking time out of your day to
I mean, I
speak with
think
me.
this is a great way to end the week. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, thank you. It's one of the reasons why I created Time to Speak. You see, I get this quality time with quality people, a little bit of space in the week to really have a nice chat, which is lovely. So how's your week been?
Good. We actually did our I'll go on to talk about this a bit more, but we did our first company conference, let's say, yesterday. And so we had all of everyone that works for us in the same space. We did it in a little manor hotel in Dorking in Surrey. And it went wonderfully. We only finished everything up around 11 a.m. this morning. A lot of drinks flowing in the evening, but everyone had a good time. Yeah, quite proud of it actually.
Oh, well, no, you know me, so I'm sure you're expecting me to say, did you stand up and speak?
Yes, I did. I did a little introduction for our retail sales director to do his day portion, and then in the evening I did a little toast, thanking everyone for joining us and stuff. And yeah, it was nice. I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous, but because there's a few characters in the room who like to pick things apart, but my sisters said it went wonderfully, so I'll believe them. They'll tell me the truth. So
Well, one, I'm delighted that you did stand up to speak because I think you're an excellent speaker and a
thank
voice that
you.
needs to be heard and a person who needs to be seen more and more. And secondly, I'm sure you did do very well indeed. And don't worry about those people in the audience that like to pick things apart. There are always a few of those.
No,
Um,
yeah.
the important thing is that you get up and do it anyway, which is
Yes.
excellent.
Yeah.
Good. Ah, great. So now you'll be looking to sort of rest and recover
Yeah, a
after
little
doing.
bit. Little bit. I'm looking forward to the weekend as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's been a busy January. Can't believe it's February almost, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I was saying that to my mum. I'm delighted to have found myself at the end of January and feel like I got through it okay.
Yeah.
And looking for some snowdrops to pop up through the ground to help me feel
No,
a little bit more like spring's on the way. So,
honestly, it does. Me and my sister were in the office the other day and we're leaving a bit early. It was about 4:30. And we're like, it's still sunny. Are we sure this is the right time? But it's nice. It already feels a bit like spring. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Very good. So, okay, you've mentioned obviously that you had your first conference, but a lot of people don't know you and they don't know what you do, Vasavi. So, can you tell us a little bit about the business that you're involved in?
Yes. So we are a family family business, which my dad started in 2002 with the purchase of his first petrol station in East London. He gradually built that up. So he bought the next one a couple of years later, then the one after in 2007 or so, and then the bulk of it bought around 2018 till now. And so we have 11 sites that are trading all across, not across, southeast and east of England. Myself, I joined after I finished uni in 2020. 2020 was a funny year for everyone, so I don't count that as a working year. But 2021 was when I really got myself involved and started to find my own feet in the business. Now two of my sisters have also joined, and we are trying to expand into different avenues, but also further into the forecourt industry and see where we can take ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that you used the word trying there.
Yeah.
When you said trying to expand, I think you actually are. You're
Yes.
just quite
Yes, we are.
modest and,
Just,
hedging your
I know
bets
you know what I'm
there.
like, Audrey. I know you tell me all the time I need to be bit more direct about these things. We are expanding into the forecourt industry a bit more, and we're working on our own projects. These are the projects that me and my sisters are thinking of are a bit more over the next few years. It's just all
Mhm.
little brain ideas at the moment. But yeah, we'd like to try something ourselves as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I have to say, Vasavi, we obviously met when I was delivering a keynote speak
Yeah.
for the HSBC International Women's Day event in London. Um,
Feels like ages ago.
it does. It feels like a very long time ago. And then obviously we didn't speak, did we, for a couple of years? We kind of
Yeah.
met, and then you contacted me.
I think it was actually just a year. You
Oh,
did it in 2024,
oh
and
yes,
then
it feels
yeah,
like longer,
it
but
does feel like longer. And then I think I
um,
contacted you this time last year or something.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah. So we've been working together for about a year, but actually that was a very roundabout way of me saying since I've known you, I've been incredibly inspired by you because you're a young female director, and in the time that I've known you, you have mentioned to me in your very subtle, modest way that you are seeing your business grow. And that's under your leadership, Vasavi. That's fantastic. It's a lot of responsibility to have on your young shoulders, not just because you're the director of a business, but because it's a family business. So obviously, you don't want it to go wrong, do you? You want to make sure that it goes well for the family. But um, seeing you thrive and develop and grow the business in the way that you have alongside your family is just, as I say, so
yeah.
inspirational. It's
Thank you.
it's brilliant. And I think I'm saying that and smiling with this big smile on my face because I can't believe that you still suffer with imposter syndrome.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I think it's from a perspective of we coming in under your parents, whether it be your mother or your father in a business, that you're always going to be in their shadow because the industry knows them before they know you, unless it starts coming to other people who are completely new to the industry. But I think I definitely feel myself getting more and more my own name, not just so and so's daughter, but it's I think it takes time to get that within yourself. And like you need to just believe yourself in yourself that you're meant to be here and you have a say, you know what you're talking about. Um, I'm still growing on that side of things, but I can feel it getting there slowly and surely. Yeah.
Yeah. And this comes up a lot in when I'm having these conversations, but also when I'm coaching clients. And I think you'll agree with me that actually we all feel the same um, insecurities and the same vulnerability. And the only way for us to not feel them or to get better at managing those feelings is to just do it anyway.
Yeah. The whole fake it till you make it thing is very real. Yeah, it just has to happen. I think especially in certain industries, I mean, I think most people can argue that it's a male-led industry wherever you turn, and the forecourt industry is very much so like that. And even within the second generation, third generations that are coming in alongside myself and my sisters, most of them are men.
Mm.
We've got one or two women, but a couple of them, you'll see them once every 2 years and they're like, actually, maybe this isn't for me, and walk away. So it's trying not to follow that, because it is I don't want to say the easier, but sometimes you kind of just like, why not? Why don't I just turn around and walk away from this? But at the same time, me and my sister always said, we don't want the business to go to anyone else. We want to take this to the next level ourselves and kind of always keep it within the family. So just got to fake it till we make it, basically.
Yeah, and it's important to know the want and to hold on to that vision of what you want. So it's great that you've got your sisters there to help you hold on to that and support each other as you hold on to that vision and move forward. It's incredible. So what's it like then to be, I mean, I've got an idea because you've told me in the past, but what's it like for you to be the only woman speaking at an event where it's mostly men and predominantly white men, or is it 50-50?
I'd say it's 50-50 of white men, and I've mentioned this to you before, South Asian men, but within that South Asian men, it's probably like 95% Sri Lankan men, which is where I'm from as well, Sri Lanka. But yeah, it can be daunting. I did my first panel last year as I got some coaching from you, and I was very nervous going into it. The people alongside me were all men, and one of them is the director, I think director of MFG, which is one of the biggest independent retailing fuel forecourt companies in the country. So I'm there like next to this guy. He was lovely. He was such a nice guy to talk to. But when you're sat along those kind of people, you're just a bit like, oh, is this where I'm supposed to be? But I wouldn't have been invited to speak there if they didn't think I had something to say. So I'm very glad I did it, but it was scary.
Yeah. You said something really important there. You're not asked to speak unless they actually want to hear you say something. So if somebody does ask, you're absolutely right to be there. You deserve to be there. Very good. So you mentioned to me before that actually sometimes the Sri Lankan demographic can actually treat you slightly differently as well, because they're not used to seeing a Sri Lankan woman in that environment. What's that like?
It's it's a weird one. I think it's something that we've become used to. I think because within like family events, or if you go to a wedding or something, you they'd behave in a similar way of, they wouldn't really speak to you, the older generation, especially men. And so then within the business side of things, I expect it, but at the same time, like, I'm trying to break these barriers, because in this space we're all equal. No one's like different to the other. We're all here as forecourt retailers. We're all part of the same little world. And so it's trying to break those barriers, but they're not all comfortable with it yet. So something that we've got to keep trying, I guess. Yeah.
It takes a lot of strength and perseverance from you as an individual as well, because you're sort of coming up against those barriers and having to navigate them whilst doing your job, whilst being present and being there just like everybody else. So it's quite a lot for you to manage all in one go. So again, this is why I find you so inspirational. Absolutely incredible stuff. So, by the way, all kudos to your dad.
Yes.
Come on, girls, get
No,
involved.
I know. I have to, honestly, he's quite a, what's the word? He's quite modest about these things. I know he's happy to have us all involved, even though he doesn't tell us directly. But he always says, like, as well, I think from a young age, we've always been involved in the business. Myself, when he bought the first one, I was like 5, I think. And I ended up going, because my mum had 2 more younger than me at home. So my dad had to take one of us with him. So he'd be at the site, like, I'll just be there in the little office. I don't know what I was doing, and he'd be there till 11 p.m. I just remember having ice cream on the way back because I must have been tired or something. And then, like, growing on from that, me and my sister would work stocking the shelves from a young age, probably underage, but things we do. And so he's always been very open about the business with us. And I think that's really helped us want to be more involved, because we've always had an idea of what's happening. And yeah, now my younger 2 sisters are also getting more and more involved. My younger sister's 17 and she's in her first year of A levels. So yesterday she couldn't be there for the conference, and during her lunch she was like, "How's it going?" And we're like, "Oh, she's got FOMO, but she'll be there at the next one, hopefully."
Yeah, and of course it's important that she just gets through those A levels. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's got those. Um, did did you always want to be in the family business?
I mean, I think I always saw myself here eventually, but I think I for a long time I also wanted to go into teaching, which I've mentioned to you before. And I think I maybe, if things had been different, if I hadn't maybe finished uni in 2020, I would have gone on to do teaching like from then, instead of, as we all did during COVID, sit around the house finding a purpose. That sounds dark, but you know, it was that kind of time. It didn't feel like that time was not a concept. We were everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So I think if things had been normal then, maybe I would have gone into teaching first and then come back to the family business. But because I was already at home and not finding jobs or anything, just kind of fell into working with my dad and then found a role for myself and yeah, progress from there.
What subject would you have taught if you were a teacher?
It's gonna be so Asian of me, but maths. It was my, it was my, that was the subject I was really good at in school.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably maths, but I also think about maybe I would have taught a bit of geography or like life skills. I feel like we don't learn life skills in schools in this country. No
Yeah,
one knows mortgages
yeah.
or banks or whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it has a title, doesn't it? Like citizenship or personal development, but when we don't seem to be teaching our children the
Mm-mm.
common sense stuff that they actually need to live in the world right now.
No,
um,
no.
and actually, I actually have quite a lot of sympathy for teachers and the education system because they're battling against AI and what AI
Oh
can
God.
give to a young person.
Yeah.
and and do they need all of the elements that are within our outdated education system now in this new age? It's so difficult to know what's right. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously I'm a parent with two children, about to graduate from GCSE and A level, and thinking,
Yeah.
what will these qualifications do for them?
Honestly. And you think about, I remember already after COVID, they made unis hybrid or whatever it was. And
Mm,
then now with AI, like how much more of that kind of development are they going to be doing? And
yeah,
then it's like, why are we paying for our children to go to uni for £9,000 a year when they're not getting anywhere near the same level of experience that I did 10 years ago?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I don't know how the country's going to keep up with that side of progression and stuff, but
yeah. It's a tricky one,
we can
but
only
the
take
life
one step at
skills
a
thing,
time.
yeah, the life skills thing that you're talking about, I think, well, I am a little bit biased because obviously I think if we helped young people to connect on a human level and speak and communicate well, then they would stand a really good chance of entering into any profession in the future, anything that they wanted to get into. They would be able to communicate and connect with other humans and understand them and say, yes, okay, I can work alongside you, I can learn this concept, I can show willingness and initiative, and I can demonstrate all of these things because I communicate them well in everything that I say and in everything that I do. And I think that's something which is a challenge for young people because of education now, but also because of COVID.
Yeah, the anxiety within a lot of so I did mentoring for a bit, couple of years ago. I don't even know. Yeah, for like 3 years I did mentoring within a high school, working with children similar age to yours and a bit younger as well. And most of them were coming with anxiety issues, can't keep eye contact, like the socializing aspect of everything. Like most of them don't want to be in school. I think it is because they were in and out of school for so long. They got used to being at home. And then when you have to be in school surrounded by so many people all the time, it is overstimulating. But I feel like there wasn't enough done following all of that to kind of, what's the word, but condition everyone back in slowly, in a
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that transition back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that my daughter really struggled with it, but I have to hold my hand up and say that her school were incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, not just with her, but with all the children actually. For that first year back, they were quite lenient, supportive, had an incredible open door policy. I don't know how
Oh, that's so
pastoral
good.
even had time to
That's good though.
go to the toilet because they were literally there
All the
as
time.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
incredible and they still are. But now it's like, okay, guys, come on.
Yeah.
We're back
Yeah.
into things now, and they're
Yeah.
stepping it up, but it has definitely been a gradual way back in.
Yeah. The
Um,
charity I worked with, actually, Icon, I've got to give them a shout out because they do great work within Surrey, and they're trying to get into more schools. And my supervisor, she was really trying, but I think some of the schools were just so overstretched with so
yeah.
many other things that they couldn't
Mm,
even get these guys Icon in to do
mm, mm.
the work for them. So it's just about, I guess, I have to keep trying, but
Yeah.
yeah, it
But
does a little bit.
I have to say, eh, you're being brilliant because you're actually talking about other people, other young people, but you are a young person and you graduated
Yeah.
and had to stay at home, so it will have affected you as well.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
I
deeply
think
aware of a generation that have graduated into having to work from home, and that's really affected them.
I
So,
do agree.
what about you? How was it for you?
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think for me, I think I I was working that first year in 2020. I honestly, ask me what I did, I don't remember other than going out for walks and running and, just spending a lot of time with the family, a lot of cooking and whatever else. But other than that, I can't remember what I did that year, which is worrying, but it's fine. And then, so me and my sister both finished uni at the same time because I retook and did a few different things and. So we were both at home and she was trying to look for different things. I was trying to look for different things. I was looking into teaching at that time. And then my dad needed more and more help. And so we both started working with him around 2021. And then she found something else that she actually wanted to do. So I stayed on and even though work from home didn't really apply in the sense that we didn't have a big office at that time. So it wasn't like people who were working in corporate London and stuff. I was just doing what I can here and then I would be out on the road anyway, going to the petrol stations. I guess we were key workers. It's got a stealth feel, I guess. So I was still on the road, but the socializing aspect of things for me, I think I was still doing that because I had to talk to all the guys that worked for us and they're all a bit older. So I never fully went away from that. And then when we could and all the events started happening again, my dad would just throw me in it. He would just leave me in the room. He'll be going off talking to all the guys he knows, and I'll just be there like, oh no, I don't know anyone here. Who am I going to talk to first? And I'll just beeline the first woman that I see, and I'm like, hi, what do you do? And then I'll make friends from there. So thankfully, one of the times I spoke to the new forecourt trader editor, so she was a good person to go to, obviously, because she knows the industry. But yeah, that's how I kind of had to get over my fears of socializing and talking to people. Still have it though, but yeah.
Yeah, but again, your dad just threw you into the
Yeah.
fire and said, "Get on with it," which is it's the only way to learn, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. I think, and the more I can, this is very much me, the more I think about things, the more I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Once you're in it, you're fine.
yeah,
Most of the time anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I often think the thought of doing it is worse than actually doing it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah. I'm just taking a quick pause from this episode to tell you about a brand new free digital product I've launched just for you. I've put together a collection of some of the best speaking tips I've collated from decades as a speaker trainer and coach. These tips are a fantastic place to start to improve your skills and transform your communication game. As I said, it's completely free. Click the first link in the description, pop in your email, and I'll send it over to you. I've also put the link to my newsletter in the description, so check that out too. Now, on with the episode. you're there as a young woman, you're working in the office, you have the title of director. How how did you get on with your small team? How did you go from being your father's daughter to being, oh, I'm in charge now, and you have to do what I tell you to do? How did that transition feel?
It was a weird one. I think with our office team, we were based above one of our petrol stations a while ago, and we bought the office we're in now in 2022. So I kind of set it up and interviewed and hired a couple of the people that work for us now. So they came in knowing that that I was kind of there, like managing them and stuff. I don't think I'm not the stereotypical manager. It's more of a friendly office. So I think it's good, but there is a level of, okay, we need to go to hell with this bad news. Not all the time, but yeah, it's weird. And still quite a lot of the people that do work for us in all the petrol stations have been with us for a long time. So all of them is still a bit different because a couple of them have known me since I was like 14. So yeah, it's a different side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you came to me actually saying that you wanted to work with me, there were a few things, but one of the things you talked about was you wanted to develop the capability of saying no.
Yeah.
So being assertive and saying no in your role. Do you feel that you've grown into your role a little bit more and you're more okay with being
Yeah.
assertive and saying no?
Yeah. I think so. I think I am. I think there's still times where I'm like, oh, maybe I should have done this differently. But I'm definitely learning, and I'm trying not to respond to things quickly. Give myself a second to think about what I actually want to say instead of going with, whatever's coming to mind first. But yeah, is it I'm quite bad at that. But I've you've told me this before as well. I think I get told a lot that I'm too nice, not too nice, but like softer or whatever compared to my sister. She's like more direct and stuff. And I think you said it before, that it's fine to be a different kind of leader. And I think like years from now, we'll work together to bounce off each other and see who does take some which roles. And that's fine. Just trying not to take that all into my head, basically, and look at it badly. Doesn't
Yeah.
be a negative thing.
Yeah. So this different kind of leader thing that we've talked about, this comes out of a conversation where we've talked about you being an actual introvert, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, and actually, so many people that I work with who are brilliant leaders, business owners, ambassadors, y- change makers, they are introverts.
Uh-huh.
Um, and somehow what they've done is found a way to show up and be exactly who they need to be in the right way for them and for the people around them to lead that business brilliantly. And I applaud it. I think it's excellent. You might remember me saying that actually, if you are that kind of leader, you're more likely to take a step back and hear what everybody else has to say in the room,
Yeah.
process it, and then speak with value.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
you.
I would take that. I think that's the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to be the direct, and I don't want to be too like, this the stereotypical CEO kind of person you see on TV and stuff. I don't think that's me. I think that what you've just described describes me better. And I just need to tune it better and find a way to still be authoritative and yeah, go from there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that stereotype that we see on TV is a minority these days. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, things are changing in a good way, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Agreed.
So you've got this inner strength and determination within you, and what that's done, it's driven you to expand your horizons and move in different directions and explore new things. Can you tell everybody about your fitness journey, sort of how that started for you or why it started for you?
Yeah. I mean, I think when we were talking before about COVID and stuff, one of the things for me was, I think, especially around 2022 time, I was struggling quite a bit and I put on quite a lot of weight through uni as well. But, you know, I think COVID also didn't help afterwards. And end of 2023, I was really like fed up with it. I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, let's do something. Don't know what switched, but I started running more and did a couple of half marathons and trying to clean things up. And then I must have lost the bulk of my weight over, oh God, I don't even know what year we're in anymore, over the end of 2024 into the beginning of last year, and then decided I wanted to go into fitness and see what I could do with it. It would have never crossed my mind 10 years ago because I've always been sporty enough, like I could handle myself in dodgeball in school and, you know, I was fine. And I played a lot of badminton growing up. But I think when I was never the like sporty one in the family. My sister's a lot. She loves it all. Like anything you give her, she'll be like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it." And I'm like, "You go do it. You represent the family." But over the last year, I've just really like enjoyed getting into the gym and spinning was just great fun. And so I've just completed my spin CPD. I forgot what it stands for, but it's basically so that I can teach spinning eventually once I've got my stuff together and my playlist together, which I'm honestly really looking forward to. Also daunting because I'm gonna aim high because that's what you told me to do, and go into London and try and see what I can do. But yeah, I'm really excited to expand into that and yeah, see if people enjoy my playlists.
I'm sure they will absolutely love your playlists. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And you talked about how you want to bring more Asian women into the fitness scene. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about that. So why is that important to you?
Yeah, I think more and more I see it more now. I've seen a lot of people that I know like through family and family friends and stuff that are trying different things like step. Have you heard of step?
Yeah.
With the so one of this girl, she's doing a lot of like Tamil music into that and stuff, which looks really cool. And I think there's a few niches like that where people are doing it, but of the majority, South Asian women are still underrepresented in the fitness industry. And people like of a certain age, I'd say like millennial upwards, didn't get the opportunity that they maybe should have to get involved. Whereas my generation and downwards, where everyone's on doing something, well, most people, I should say. But yeah, I want to like trying to get people more like my mum and my aunts. You know, I don't know if they'll come to a spin class, but you know, that generation, I feel like missed their chance to get into fitness, and it's never too late. So yeah, that's what I want to next goal maybe.
I mean, again, it's about role modeling, isn't it? You know, if we see more South Asian women in the gym, then more South Asian women are going to go to the gym.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it's
and
true.
if they see you're comfortable as well. So we talked about um, the insecurities about choosing what to wear and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. I still feel it. I think it's everyone has that day. I know. I feel like we don't talk about it enough. You know, even before this today, I was like to myself,
Mm,
oh, I don't know what to wear. My hair, like having a bad hair day, you know?
mm,
And it's like you don't see all of that from the outside. So when you see a spin instructor in the gym or in cycle, or wherever, you're like, wow, they look so amazing. But they may have had a rubbish day too, like try and decide what to wear or that their hair looks rubbish, but they don't ever look bad. So we don't know that. And I think
yeah.
that's, yeah, it just needs to be more spoken about as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
So if you, let's just say we are speaking about it because we are, if you wanted to help somebody to feel more motivated or even just confident enough to give it a go, what would you say to them?
I would say, what would I say? I would say just come and have a go. You can sit at the back back of the class, wear whatever you want to wear, and I'm sure there'll be at least one song on my playlist that you will enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it? That invitation of come as you are, and you don't actually have to do anything in the first class. If you want to sit at the back
Yeah.
and
On the
just
back, at the back.
observe,
Yeah.
yeah.
No one's going to be watching you. I think that's the other thing. Everyone thinks that the whole world is watching them. And
Yeah.
because everyone thinks that, you can very much say no one's watching you because everyone's focused on themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a bit of an issue, sort of if we flip it the other, mine is age. So obviously when I go to the gym now, I'm probably the oldest in the gym. And
No.
I'm thinking, oh, they're all looking at me, wondering why that old woman's come to the gym on her own to do weights. And then I look around and I realise no one's looking at me because they're
No.
too busy looking at themselves. So what am I worried about?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you've got a bunch of young boys in there, teenage boys, they're all goofing off, taking pictures of themselves in the
Yeah.
mirror, you know, they're not
Yeah.
bothered really.
Yeah. And I do actually really love the way that the fitness scene has exploded. It's great to see so many young people in the gym
Yeah.
really wanting to be fit and healthy. It's great to see older women like myself, South Asian women like yourself, all getting in there and
Yeah,
having a good go. And the more we do it, the more we're going to see.
exactly.
Yeah, it's incredible. Um, so if you can project yourself, like say in 10 years' time,
Okay.
what does life look like for you? Because I'm thinking, okay, owner of a chain of petrol stations and spinning instructor icon.
Yeah.
And somewhere in there's got to be a personal life. So I'm wondering, like, what does
Yeah.
the future look like for you? How would you like it to look? I think that's better, isn't it? So
Yeah,
how
I'll
would you
be
like it to look?
spinning on a forecourt trying to pull up hump. No, I'm joking. I know you tell me that I should that we should have an idea, like a vision, and I honestly used to do this a lot more, and I think I need to get back into it. I would actually do like goals that I want to do from a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and things started to get a bit daunting. And I was like, 10 years from now. But 10 years from now, I think I want to be at a position where the forecourt side of the business essentially runs itself, but there's someone at a senior position that's running it and feeds into me and my sisters and whoever else is on our level. And I want to also have started a different venture. Still just try and decide what it is. Could be a spin studio. We did talk about a restaurant, but my sister's just been reading somebody's biography and decided that restaurant's not a good idea, so that one's not happening. But yeah, we want to do something else as well, something, just to try it. And then yeah, so maybe that's where I will be. Personal life, hopefully married, but that's up to him to ask me. So yeah.
Big hint there. Will he listen to the podcast? I wonder.
Yes, well, hopefully.
Having said that, okay, so let's make sure he understands. You don't intend to be a typical stay-at-home wife,
Yeah, I mean, I've
stay-at-home
just talked
mum.
about work before I've even mentioned him, so
Yes.
let's assume so. But I think we've spoken about this before. I think he's happy to be stay at home if he has to be, and I think that's the best thing I could ask for, because I don't know what I want to be doing, and if I most likely do want to continue as I am at the moment, then that's the kind of person I need, because I do want to have kids. So
Yeah.
good. That's a good
It's
thing.
good balance between
Yeah,
you then. So
yeah,
he's happy to sort of share the home life and the parenting responsibilities with you so that you can still follow your ambitions and do what you want to do. And I'm
yeah,
sure you would do the same for him. So it's really,
yeah,
yeah, very modern living, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'll always have there's always grandparents, if you need childcare.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's very
that's,
true. My parents have played a great role in
yeah,
raising my children.
exactly. I will never be far from my parents. So I'm sure they'll be very excited to be involved. Not happening anytime soon for anyone that's listening.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah.
yes. It's good that you're just putting it all out there, Vasavi, so everybody understands you.
I know. I don't think my parents will listen, but,
Yeah.
in case they do.
You just mentioned there that I've sort of talked about goals, and you said, "Oh, I know that you think everyone should have goals." I'm not sure if they should. I think it's a nice to have, sort of that visualization of where you want to get to, so you can kind of move towards something you know you want. And in moving towards it, you might actually change your mind. And that's okay too. And then it's a time to sort of reset and recalibrate and think, oh, I learned something on this journey towards the thing I thought I wanted. And I realize I am actually going to pivot and go in a different direction. And that's okay too.
Yeah, I think it's actually funny you say that about the changing your mind thing, because I'm notorious for that. I think I do a lot of changing my mind. It annoys everyone around me, but it's just how my brain works. And I think because it's not, I feel like it's become a thing that that you can't change your mind, that it should be a type of way. You've made a decision to do this, so that's what you need to do. But it doesn't have to be like that. And so even with my fitness side of things, I went in to do up to a level 3 personal training, and I completed my level 2 and decided that maybe I didn't want to do level 3 right now. I'm just going to do the spin and then go from there, because that was what I intended to do in the start. And then, as usual, I overflowed my basket. But I think the changing your mind thing is so valid. People just need to be more okay with themselves changing their minds.
Yeah, be kinder to yourself if you change your mind.
Yeah, it's not all or nothing.
Yeah.
That's the
And
mentality that people have.
it's bold and brave, isn't it, to change your
Yeah,
mind and say, actually, this isn't working, so I'm going to do this.
yeah,
Or actually, I know I said that. However, I think I made a mistake and this is the right choice now. And
yeah.
it's absolutely fine to do that. And I'm really glad that you know that and that you do it. Out of interest, when was the last time you changed your mind about something?
I mean, on what scale, people get annoyed at me in the supermarket when I can't make a decision on what we're having for dinner. What I was going to wear to this podcast today. I change my mind all the time. It's
That
not,
sounds like just the
yeah,
small stuff. It doesn't
I
sound
know,
like,
the big stuff. Yeah. The biggest one I've had most recently is the fitness thing. Just before Christmas, I decided to leave the level 3 and do the spinning instead. And then, yeah, that's the one I can remember most recently anyway. Yeah.
it's funny because if I go back into my memory and think of the conversations we had early on last year, you
Mhm.
were always in love with spin.
Yeah.
So in the end, you've ended up going back to the
Back
thing that was right.
Yeah, it's true. So maybe I changed my mind in the first place. Not for no
Yeah,
reason, but, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
You just found your alignment, which is totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we're working in alignment, then obviously we're more authentic, aren't we? We're showing up more as ourselves, and when we do that, we feel more confident, don't we?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Gotta be more like, if you're doing something you're passionate about, you're always gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like to make their hobbies their work, and I think that's fair as well, but sometimes if you really hate your work so much, then why not? But I'm trying to find a good balance at the moment.
Well, thinking about you and your situation, I mean, y- your work is your life in a lot of ways because it's a family business and you've grown up in that business and you spent a lot of time at home around your dad running that business beside him even before you knew you were doing it, and you're in it now. So if you didn't feel it was right for you, I mean, you would have to leave it, wouldn't you? Because that's too much. It's not like something you can walk away from at 5 o'clock
No,
every day.
no, no,
That's what I'm getting at. You can't just leave it at work, can you? It's
no.
everything. It is
It's
your life. It is
everywhere.
personal.
Yeah. I think for my dad, it's always been his show, so he's also learning with us being involved as well. And I think we are coming into a better place of trying to find those boundaries and just figuring out what works better for us and not making it always about work. And I think where we've hired in new people, like our retail sales director and stuff, he's also bringing in a different side. So we are having structured meetings to talk about work, and then that's it, done. We all go back to our places and we don't talk to each other again. I mean, there's still texts at like 6 p.m. like, oh, quick, sort this out as well. But, you know, for the most part, we're trying to build a structure. So it's not always having to talk about it. My dad likes to talk about it at all times of the day, but that'll probably never change, and that's fine. But I think you need to have those boundaries in place, or in a family business, it's very easy to get messy and exhausting and stuff if you don't.
I mean, it's understandable that your dad would be like that in some ways because it's his baby, it's his business, isn't it? And I think sometimes founders do operate in that way. It's a thing which consumes them, because in a way they had to let it consume them in order to build it. I remember when I was building my business, it was everything. It did take over because it had to, and I had to push through an awful lot of pain to get it to where I wanted it to be. And I guess your dad's been there, and he will struggle to let go of some of those things that he held close to his chest. But again, I remember you mentioning that your dad's really into his fitness as well. So he's got an outlet, hasn't he?
Yeah, he spends half the week at the badminton club that he's been at for the last 30 years. Yeah, so there'll be times he'll call me at, I'll be in the office, he'll call me from there, and be like, oh, so and so called me, can you call them back? I'm busy. He's not, well, he's busy, but you know, but I think that's good. I think he deserves it. So, you know, and you know, what else are we here for? Every now and then I do joke my title is really whatever my dad doesn't want to do. So yeah, that's what I'm here for.
It's very good of you. But you have also done the very healthy thing and found your other interests and hobbies, which is fantastic.
Yeah, also needed, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're in an environment that can get quite heated.
Mhm.
And obviously I'm interested in speaking to you because I'm interested in the way people connect and communicate with one another. Have you ever said anything you regret?
Oh God, have I? In a business setting or just in
Well,
general?
I think I'd better leave it to you, and you decide what you're happy to share, because it can be a sensitive subject. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to
yeah.
think. I mean, I think there have been times where I feel like I've said too much, and I've walked away and I've been like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't have said that. It's like a need to know basis. Or also I've like overshared about myself, and you're like, why are you trying to explain something to someone who doesn't need to be explained to? If that makes sense. And more and more I'm trying to learn not to do that. There've also been instances, obviously, as most people have, where we drank a bit too much, and me and my sister have got into a fight in front of other people, and we're just like, next morning we're both just like, all good. Yeah,
But you
yeah,
can blame it on the drink, so you've
exactly.
got a
Well,
get
yeah,
out clause.
yeah, and that was not in a business setting. That was
No.
with our family, so with our cousins and stuff. But yeah, maybe those kind of instances I'm like trying to, I think that's another thing, that it's so difficult to not drink at business things, because everyone's like, why aren't you drinking? Why aren't you drinking? And you can't be like, oh, I don't really drink, because then they're like, oh, you young people all on these health kicks and whatever it is. But I can be a lightweight, and I don't want to be in a position at a business thing where I've completely overdone it. And you know, you don't want to be that person that everyone's talking about for the next year until the next one, that got drunk and, you know, did something crazy. But it's difficult because then I don't want to stay up late.
Yeah, I have to say, I need to take a little bit of we need to talk about this. You've just said You find it really difficult that at work events, people are
Mhm.
actually saying, "Why aren't you drinking? Come on, have a drink." It's
Yeah,
you're
not
at work.
healthy. Yeah, so it's like our forecourt, like we have like the forecourt trader awards. It comes every October, and to be fair, that's the one that everyone lets go at because it's like the one fancy gala night, like everyone's dressed up in cocktail affair and whatever. But we've got a few others throughout the year, and I don't know, I think it's an excuse for everyone to socialize and stuff, and the drinking culture is crazy because it's a mixture of British drinking culture and Sri Lankan drinking culture, both of which are, you know, crazy. You got the whiskey on one side and the beer on the other, and yeah, people are doing all sorts. But I can't keep up with that. Just it's difficult. I don't want to be feeling rubbish the next day and trying to figure out what if I said anything I regret the night before. And then because of that, by 10 o'clock, I wanna go to bed, but they start partying till 2 a.m., and then you have FOMO.
So, I don't know if I've ever told you that I stopped drinking more than 5 years ago.
Yes, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was getting to an age where my body wasn't processing alcohol very well, so I would get tipsy really quickly, and I wasn't enjoying it at all. I wasn't enjoying the way it made me feel in the moment, the way I felt the next day. I just thought, "What is this?" Um, and I was very, very tired. So I thought, "Right, that's it. Let's see what it really feels like to stop this thing." And I think a lot of us do try it for a month and we think, I don't really feel any different. What's the point? It did take me a long time to sort of get to a point where I thought, actually, no, now I feel so good. And it was like 6 months. But I mean, that's not even the point I want to make. I think the point I want to make is I do let my hair down. I do go nuts. I am the craziest person on the dance floor. Like I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a great time. I'm just not drinking and incredibly self-aware. And it is sad, isn't it, that a young, brilliant, talented woman like yourself still feels that pressure to get involved and
I Yeah, I do think it's also a element of, like, our generation are a lot better for it. I think the older generation, like my dad's generation, they don't see the other side. They're like, No, it's past 5 p.m. I'm drinking now." That's their mentality, and I think obviously our industry is majority them not for that much longer, sorry. But, yeah, something I've gotta find a way of how I think I'm happy to drink at some times, but I don't wanna be doing it all the time, you know? Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. Knowing you can make your choices and not feel pressured
Yeah.
to put something toxic into your body is
Yeah,
pretty
exactly,
pretty good.
honestly, I'm more and more, like, I'm finding, like, I'm just like, yesterday, I had wine,
Yeah.
and I stopped early. I stopped at, like, just after dinner around 10 or something.
Mm.
I had a headache. I was like,
Oh,
yeah, more and more I'm realizing it, and I'm just like, "I don't need to do this, like, do I? I could've just
yeah.
had, I don't know, anything else." But,
Yeah.
yeah, something I gotta figure out, basically.
Yeah. And well, it's all power to you. You can pick it up and put it down whenever you want, which is
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good. And, if we're thinking about communication, for me, communication isn't just what we say,
Yeah.
it's in what we do.
Yeah.
And the more we are deliberate about our choices,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
yeah.
Just more,
And
like, confident in what you wanna do, and if you're gonna do it that way, then it's fine. No one
yeah.
needs to have an opinion on it. I mean, everyone will, but yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to find that more as we go through life. It'll never change. There will
Yeah.
always be somebody with an opinion.
True.
As long as you're true to you, then you stand a good chance of winning your tribe and having the right people around you and being in the places and the situations you want to be in. If you were to, I'm asking you this question, by the way, because you are so young and ahead of your years in many ways, but I want to transport you like way ahead. So this is a bit of an old-fashioned coachy question that I'm asking you. So say you're 82 and you're sitting in your rocking chair by the fire and you're thinking about your life and the things that you're most proud of. Yeah, what are those things?
Well, hopefully I'm proud of my children to come, and the business, what I've been able to add to it, and maybe just something that I've done a bit more for a certain community, whether it's around where I'm living or back home in Sri Lanka. Like I've always been involved in a charity of some sort, whether it's my mentoring or I was doing some other mind works, they were called mind work, sorry, also mental health related. And I'd definitely want to be involved in something charity related to do with mental health, probably as well. Yeah. Wow. A lot to think about. 82 will come before I know
You've got plenty of time, and I'm sure that you will do all of the things that you've just mentioned there. You're already doing them in many ways.
Yeah.
Apart from the children, but let's just,
Yeah.
we'll park that one, as you say, just for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Just for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Vasavi, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you today. You are incredible, and I mean it when I say you are an inspiration to me, and I feel so lucky and privileged to know you, and thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you for having me. I've had a wonderful time.
Well, that was the incredible Vasavi Nanthakumar. I find her just so wonderful to talk to. She's warm, she's incredibly smart, incredibly modest, and with so much wisdom to share with anyone who's willing to listen. I'm sure you will agree with me that she is an absolutely incredible role model. And I look forward to seeing her out there doing her stuff, standing on those stages, delivering her keynotes, on her bike, doing her spin, leading the sessions to amazing music, and taking so many people along the journey with her. So, thank you very much for listening to today's episode of Time to Speak, and I look forward to having you listen to the next one. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Time to Speak. If you'd like to listen to more, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and the podcast page on my website, audriewoodhouse.com. This podcast is brought to you by Audrie Woodhouse Honestly Speaking Limited, and it is an Actors Actuality production. See you soon.